Welcome back, race fans. Tonight, the Sim Racing Unleashed Harpoon Design Season 14 unloads at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for round number 18. Presented to you all by MaxspeedTV. Another big shout out to, of course, Brentley Roden out there of Harpoon Design coming on board again this season and sponsoring it. So, Brentley, I know you're out there somewhere, so big shout out to you. A big shout out again to all the fans for tuning in. Myself, Joshua Medlock, Will Roberts back up here with me again tonight. Will, well, the big track of Indianapolis, man, 2.5 miles. They'll have the long straightaways, front and back stretch, the two short chutes. Man, glad to have you. And, man, what do you expect out here tonight by these guys?
I expect a similar race to like what we saw at Pocono, but probably a little bit more intensity, probably. Car is going to handle very similar like they did at Pocono, so expect some tightness maybe, and maybe some oversteer problems here and there, or understeer, I should say. But other than that, I think it's going to be a good race. Hope to be a good race. Pocono provided a lot of good battles here and there that we saw, so I do believe we are in for a treat there, Joshua.
Oh, I think we are, too. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull up the point standings here because I've got, a whole list I've got to go down here tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, the top 20 out here instead of the top 16 as usual, as we are getting ever so closer to the end of the regular season. So right now, Mark Whitley up at the top at 725. Now, he is only 18 ahead of his teammate there, Gary Slapinski, at 707 in second. Kyle Heath in third at 664, 61 behind the leader, 43 behind Gary Slapinski. Chris Paff in fourth at 625, 100 even behind the leader, 39 behind Kyle. Philip Bridgman in fifth at 561, 164 behind the leader, 64 behind Chris. Robbie Darnell is up a spot here in the sixth at 516, 209 behind the leader and 45 behind Philip. Brandon Sheets down a spot into seventh at 512, 213 behind the leader and 4 behind Robbie. Jason Adams is going to stay where he's at in eighth at 507, 218 behind the leader and 5 behind Brandon. Keith Hurlbutt unable to make it out here tonight, man. But, Keith is up a spot here into ninth at 488, 237 behind the leader and 19 behind Jason. And Robbie Stewart is going to round out the top 10 down a spot here at 480, 245 behind the leader and 8 behind Keith. Zach Duchier, as I call him. I think it's Deutscher, but I can never remember it. But Zach is in 11th at 467, 258 behind the leader and 13 behind Stewart. Jeff Gilmore up 2 spots into 12th at 434. 291 behind the leader, 33 behind Zach. Larry Blair down a spot into 13th at 415, 310 behind the leader, 19 behind Jeff. Hunter Hayward down a spot into 14th, 403, 322 behind the leader and 12 behind Larry. Jim Coleman-Spurger in 15th at 373, 352 behind the leader and 30 behind Hunter. David Cassidy in 16th, 369, 356 behind the leader and 4 behind Jim. Brad Delph up a spot into 17th at 349, 376 behind the leader and 20 behind David. Brandon Hartwell down a spot into 18th at 311, 415 behind the leader and 38 behind Brad. Clifton Ashley up a spot into 19th at 278, 447 behind the leader and 33 behind Brandon. And Christopher Campbell is going to be up 3 spots, cracking the top 20 and 20th at 274, 451 behind the leader and 4 behind Clifton. So still relatively close between all the drivers, Will, but, as you get further and further back, the gap between the drivers and the leader, really starts to separate.
Yes, indeed, Joshua. The, like you said, further and further down, it really do separate there, and all about consistency, trying to finish these races, have a good finishing order at the end of these races. You really need to improve, gain as many points as possible, as many spots as possible. So that's what some of these drivers are going to be struggling and fighting with here and in the coming weeks.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So now I did make this image here to kind of show the winners. So it's not anything fancy. It's just something for everybody out there. But this is the win so far for these guys over here at SRU. Mark with 8, Gary 2, Hunter, Brandon, Robbie, Brian, Kyle, Brandon, and then Clifton Ashley, all with a 1 win this season. I do believe a win and you're in. So all these guys with a win, they're already going to go into the chase, ready to rock and roll. They just got to get through the season here and, you know, get ready for that, of course, the top 16. But we're going to go ahead and step aside here and play the national anthem provided by Madison Rising. Qualifying, of course, here at Indianapolis will be underway when we come back.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran last, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, Satan's that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land another praise. You're the home of the brave.
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxspeedTV.
Alrighty, folks, we're back. Qualifying is underway, and before I pull up this qualifying race analytics here tonight, looking at a hot track, 111 degrees there, Will. Man, it's going to be awfully slick out there here tonight.
Yes, could be very, very slick, that's for sure. Almost black ice just about with these race cars. Just holy moly, that would I'd be afraid with that track temperature. And just, yeah, I'm speechless with the second.
Yeah, well, it dropped down to 110, but that doesn't make any difference. 80 laps in or out, 200 miles. 4 sets of tires. That does include the set that started, by the way. So 3 in the pits, 1 on the car, 75% fuel, roughly 22 to 27 laps. I do believe they will be able to make it to the stage, but it is definitely going to be close. Now, pit road here is at 60 miles an hour with a pace speed of 75, which I believe they can probably bump it up to 85 and still be okay, but that is just my opinion. Not dealing with a whole lot of wind out there, so that is good. But coming down to the final minute left here, looking at Mark Whitley right now up at the top spot with Kyle Heath P2, Gary P3. It looks like Christopher Campbell, Robbie Stewart is both out there on the racetrack here, finishing up their lap. Now they do get 2 laps of qualifying, but it takes about 4 laps to really get that in so they can, really get their time. If they go fast, I would say probably 8 or 9 laps, it would probably kind of level off a little bit. I haven't raced in forever, Will, and I've not raced in these cars, so, my personal experience is shot compared to what these guys go through. But we are at the under the 30 to go, and man, Gary Slapinski, Will, he just popped that top spot with a 52.009, about a 125 thousandths of a second ahead of Mark Whitley, his teammate. So Gary is the defending winner here, by the way, from last season. So definitely going to have to watch the 78, but coming down to the final 4 seconds here, we're going to go ahead and get Gary down here. He should know the drill by now. Gary Slapinski, bud, you have a copy.
Sir, go ahead.
Hey, man. Well, Indianapolis, 2.5 miles, big track. Hopefully we don't get a lot of pace laps out here, but before we, get into the racing, man, you did qualify up there with your teammate Mark, so you two are together once more at the start of the race. But talk about the race, man. The stage, of course, you're going to start it and then be in stage 1. What are you expecting? What are your expectations here tonight, and how do you feel?
I feel really good tonight. I was just helping out Mark a little bit with his brakes and everything, so I just gave him a couple of my settings and a little different steering ratio. I feel like he's going to do well tonight. We'll see. I feel like I'm going to do really well tonight. Hopefully I can bring it home tonight. Make him the number 2 instead of him. Overall, on the racetrack, the track feels pretty good to me. I mean, it can get a little tight off the corner, I think, in the long run. You just have to manage that. Just don't get on. Don't slam on it, because you can pretty much slow it down and slam on it and get right back on it. But not in the long run. It's going to get tight, so you got to take care of that right front. So the right front tonight is your whole big thing tonight. So take care of her, and you'll have a good race.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, of course, Gary, like I said, it's a 2.5-mile track. Y'all's only going to be able to put in like a lap a minute, roughly. Takes a few laps to get some heat built up in those tires. So, do you take it easy, or do you just hammer down at the start, get through the stage?
I mean, I'm going to go for it. I mean, no matter what, I'm just going to go for it. Try to keep it up front at least. Clean air is king, by the way. But,
yeah.
Especially off the corner, it can get tight. Yeah, so it's my plan. I mean, I would help Mark out anything he wants. I'm sure he'll help me out. So that's the plan. We're teammates. up until the end.
Up until,
as you've seen at Pocono.
up until the white flag. After that, well, if y'all's neck and neck, it's going to be door to door. All righty, Gary. Well, good luck out there, buddy. Congratulations on the pole. The defending winner here, by the way, at Indianapolis. He is trying to go technically back-to-back here at Indianapolis last season and this season. So, Gary, good luck, bud.
Thank you. Everybody enjoy the race.
All right, Gary Slapinski, and we're going to go ahead and get him on the grid. Gary grabbing the pole out here tonight. Mark Whitley, and like I said, his teammate going to be on the outside of him in second. Kyle Heath third. Chris Paff in fourth. Zach Duchier in fifth. Brad Dell sixth. Jeff Gilmore seventh. Cameron Smith in 8th, Robbie Darnell 9th, Clifton Ashley in 10th, Robbie Stewart in 11th, Christopher Campbell 12th, Philip Richmond 13th, Kevin Roy not qualifying. He is going to start 14th here tonight. Jim Comensberger in 15th, Paul Buscohen in 16th, Jason Adams 17th, Mark Emery will round it out here tonight in 18th. So 18 drivers out here tonight. You know, last season, like I was talking about to you, Will, we had 9. We got 16, 18 here tonight, so much bigger field.
Yes, just almost not quite double that, I think. Well, yeah, that would be double, so my apologies. Math sometimes good, math not sometimes good, but like you said, I believe 13 of the competitors qualified. The rest of the field chose to not put a lap on the first set of tires and just work it out, get a feel for it here. Gary sounds very determined to go back-to-back here at the Brickyard, so seems like he is going to try his best. Pace car is pulling off Joshua and lead him into the start zone here.
And they are into the start zone, or getting to it. Green flag is out for the first time here tonight. Boogity, 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 folks. We're racing at the Brickyard. All right, out of the two, and on the back stretch and already down into turn number 3. Mark Whitley wasting no time from P2 to P1. Kyle Heath up from third to second, starting to see that single file go along here already. So we're going to see these guys snake on the front stretch, no doubt about it. But
also possibly the back as well.
Yeah.
Like you say, Gary losing a couple of positions off the initial start, but still up front, like you said, trying to be up front as much as possible. Zach up 1 place, Chris down in the 5th, where he started in 4th. So top 5 ever so changing as Zach looks to the inside of Gary, going down the back straightaway into turn 3.
And go ahead.
I was going to say not quite able to get the pass done right there into 3, the short shoot, lost momentum. Gary back into that position, so Zach couldn't get it on into 3, so just very upset, ill-handling car onto the inside of Gary. You saw a big bobble. It looked very slight, but my golly, behind the driver's seat, you're really catching it. So,
yeah, definitely.
Got to be careful, when and where you want to try to make that pass attempt if you do have that run in order to pass somebody. But like you say, still early going here, trying to get the temperature built up in the tire like you alluded to earlier. So
not seeing a whole lot going on right now. Of course, it is early. We're looking at the 14 of Brad Dell. Right up ahead of him is Cameron Smith. Now, Mark Whitley has led the first 2 laps here, which pushed Gary back to 3rd. Kyle right in between them. That gum. Jeff Gilmore, Clifton Ashley, Robbie Darnell taking a look at our top 10 right now. But single file I would say going all the way through. It didn't take them long to go single file. Jason Adams, it looks like Buzz did not start here tonight. So I do believe Buzz may be some type of RC or something, because he is in Discord. He is just not on the track. And I've seen that happen quite a bit. Looks like the top three, Mark Whitley, Kyle Heath, Gary Slapinski, starting to break away just a hair from Zach here. Zach, Chris, Cameron, there's Brad now to the inside of Cameron Smith, looking for a battle here for 6th.
Well, this is pretty much how the race somewhat unfolded slightly at Pocono, so going similar there this evening. And man, a crossover, Cameron gets back in the short chute, but no, man, tough battle here, because both drivers really having to work both lanes of the track there. Brad Delph having his hands full on the outside, and Cameron just as much on the inside, but Jeff Gilmore helping out Brad Delph, giving him a bit of a push down the straightaway.
Whoa!
Oh,
we got a car. We
trouble.
got trouble. That was Mark Whitley. Whoa! Oh, no caution, but I'm going to go ahead and do a MaxspeedTV.
Oh, you're right. No caution.
No
wow.
caution. We're going to do a MaxspeedTV quick rewind here and find out what happened. Did he just lose it? I believe he did. Yes, he did. I believe he might have clipped that apron here. And we're going to back it off here and kind of look at it. It looks like, well, right there, it just snapped loose on him. Oh, Kyle right up into him, finishes him off. He tries to save it, keep it off the wall. He is going to have a little bit of damage there. Now, remember, folks, they do not get any resets this time around. So Kyle Heath has led the first lap here tonight. And I am sure Mark Whitley has some damage on that car. We wanted to get back up live here. We didn't want to miss anything, so.
Wonder what type of damage Kyle Heath may have sustained to the right front of his automobile.
Yeah, exactly. Well, from the looks of it here, let's check the this side, because that's where it would be on. I do not see a whole lot, if any. There may be some slight damage, but. And Brantley Roden out there in chat saying, whoopsie.
Yeah, it can be very hard to plant the car in these corners. You, especially as the race leader, you're trying to be up front or ahead of someone, doesn't really matter. You know, you're just trying to go as fast as you can around here. And even sometimes if you do dip a tire below that white line, it still can be a crucial mistake, but sometimes, you know, that you don't necessarily want to go all the way down there, but just slight mistakes. Maybe the car maybe whenever he turned into the corner, at that point, it just turned too good for him. And, you know.
It looks like Brantley Roden out in chat will say they got a piece of the apron, and, well, we know what happens when you get a piece of the apron. You know, it will loosen up that car, and, man, if you're not careful, it's going to spin it. Now we've got a potential battle here between Kyle, Gary, and Zach, and a potential pass for the lead. Now Kyle is going to cross the line there, it looks like, and lead another lap. Gary to the inside of now the 13. Oh, very close there. Did you see that, Will?
Oh, I saw it indeed. That was super close.
Man, these three up here knocking it out. Separation. Get back here to Chris Path. I know we got fans out there. Chris, Brad, Cameron, and pretty much everybody out here. So try to give some guys some air time. Got Chris right here in the 22 and 4th. Cameron in 5th. Brad in 6th. And they are still duking it out up front here. I'm trying to, get some people some air time here, and kind of not working out a little bit. Well, Kyle
Yeah,
back
going
in.
into turn 3, Kyle found a window. He was going to do a crossover on Gary, but he must have got tight underneath and just nowhere to go with that. Then Zach now downstairs challenging for that second position from Kyle.
Yep, sure is. Watching the 22 or 21 here. Man, why did I say 22? Oh, because Chris is right behind him. So
Yes.
that's why I
If they
said
keep
22.
duking it out, he will be there.
Yep. All right.
He is there.
Yep. He is about 0.7 of a second back. So I would say he's kind of right on the bubble of the draft of the front back stretch. You kind of lose the draft into the corners and especially the short shoot. So definitely can get some draft on the front and back stretch, but by the time you catch that draft, you're already into the corner. So he's gonna have to get as much as he can on the front and back stretch to get it up there. He's running now at about 0.8. Clifton Ashley right here. Jeff Gilmore right up ahead of him in 7th. Robbie Darnell right here. So we could have a battle here between these 3 drivers. Philip Bridgman leading a group back here. Robbie Stewart, Christopher Campbell, Jim Colman-Sperger. Mark Whitley, of course, fell back. He's right here in 14th. Jason Adams, Mark Emery, and Kevin Roy at the tail end. So we still got a long way to go, by far not over, but man, that clean air, you know, just we got to talk about it because that clean air is so important, and Gary right now is setting at it. Are they, though, going to have enough fuel to make it to the stage? Man, that is going to be close. I'm still concerned about it. I'm sure Brantley out there will chime in here in a minute. Yeah, they will have enough to make it to the stage. So he has already chimed in.
So that's good that we have interaction with crew chief / spotters in the chat. Always appreciate it whenever they talk to us in some form.
And owners. He is an owner.
Yes.
So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Multiple hats.
Yeah, he's the owner of Gary's car and Mark's car.
So, wow.
Brantley's the boss man.
It just seems it is just a tough place to pass here at Indy.
Oh, I bet it
These
is.
competitors.
Yeah.
And we have seen it already, you know, people going to the bottom trying to have their run, and they are given the lane, you know, and they just can't get their car planted to have that forward momentum in that bottom lane. It seems like the top lane around here that it is just a bit better. Of course, drive off, you can just have a bit more drivability, and that is exactly what you need here. And you know, these, like you alluded to, a little bit different, you know, just because all the corners kind of look the same here. They're not. They are 4 distinct, slightly different corners, and man, if you get them wrong, they can pack a punch.
Yeah.
So
I was watching Zach here for a minute. He's just kind of following the 13 right now. And then as I was looking back here, Brad Delph was on the tail of Cameron Smith. Looks like Jeff Gilmore's got some. Oh, we've got a yellow. Whoa. Oh, and I just see the car go airborne. Oh, Philip Bridgman. Oh, and he did go airborne. Oh, no. What a hard lick for Philip. Ouch.
looks like he's going to get loose right in the center of one and walk it down the track.
We're going to rewind it here and find out. It looks like it kind of snapped right there. And, yep, sent him right down into the grass. And just, man, ouch. Oh, a hard lick for Philip. You know, I was alluding to, you know, parts flying everywhere and drivers running over them and they could take damage. Well, they can't do it right now, which is probably a good thing for Jim because he would have smacked the hood of Philip's car. But you know, all jokes aside there, man, Phillip, man, tough break for Phillip. Oh.
Gonna probably get that car more than likely towed back to pit road. Like you
Yeah.
said, no fast repairs here. Man, that might take a while to repair.
Yeah.
Tough hit. Looked just like out of left field on him, man. Look, could have just been turning into the corner all normal like, and man, just could have just snapped on him. That's what it looks like. And down. Once you kind of clip the grass in a race car, especially on iRacing, it just sometimes doesn't go well.
Yep.
And it just punted him back up the track and right out of the ricochet. Almost looked like a open wheel car to the safer barrier.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm trying to see if we got drivers. Nah, nobody's coming down pit road, it looks like. I do see pretty much every. Well, never mind. Never mind. Let me rephrase that. Mark Whitley is down pit road. Jason Adams, Christopher Campbell, Kevin Roy, they have all decided to come down pit road. Now, will they take tires? You know, you only get 4 sets. So you've got the set on the car, 3 behind the wall. Do you take a set of tires this early? Well, we're going to watch Mark here and see what he does. It doesn't look like it. Probably some fuel. Now, it looks like Christopher Campbell is taking some rides. There goes the left side. So it looks like Christopher is going to take some tires here. And it looks like some information coming in here through chat. 37 seconds of optional repairs for Mark Whitley, so he is actually sitting there getting that damage fixed, which is okay. Now we are about 15, we're going to say about 10 laps away now from stage 1 at the completion of lap 25 to 26, I do believe. Let me go ahead and check those broadcast notes. Yeah, stage break at the end of lap 25. So, yeah, it is correct on that. So,
some drivers coming in just to be sure, topping it off. Some getting an extra set of tires. Already done with those that were already on the car. Maybe a fresh set could, you know, just make you feel a bit different. Also, got to get those back up temp. These going to have a heat cycle on them, so maybe a good call if you are coming down, just get a set. But like you said, limited amount, got to watch what you do.
Yep. We might go green this time, but we're not going to, you know, interview anybody right now, folks, so just kind of give it time. But I do want to give a shout out to everybody in chat. It looks like 17 of you tuning in, 8 likes, 2 shy away from 10. Please share it, get it out there. Social media. I know a lot of people use Facebook, and well, I'm going to go ahead and continue to call it Twitter because that's what it was when I first joined. So share it on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it now. Share it there. Share it Instagram, Snapchat, whatever the case may be. Get some people out here watching. Be sure to hit that like button. Do appreciate all the people that tune in each and every week. So thank you everybody for that. We are going to get going here, and you know I'm going to actually turn it over to Will Roberts here. Let him get us going here with Gary Slapinski and Kyle Heath up at the top. Will, take over, buddy.
Yeah, it's getting the restart here. Going to be 18 laps into the race, so lap 18 of 80. 17 complete. Pace car will be in out of turn 4. Like you said, Gary and Kyle Heath on the front row on this restart. That 21, Zach Deutscher, and the 22 on the second row, Chris Pratt. So let's see if we're going to have some good battles here on this restart, or if they're just going to get back single file immediately, run it out to the stage. If it's going to be all peace and calm, or what's it going to be? So coming into the restart, And green flag, Gary. Oh man, pretty even Stevens restart there, I'd have to say. No one gets a good hole shot, but everybody trying to grab a position or two and then probably jump in line. Going through 1 and 2 here on this restart, very tricky. Got to give each other room, but you can pinch a competitor down on that inside line. Going down the back straightaway into turn 3. Welcome back, Joshua.
All right, so the foul. Thank you, bud, for getting us going here, and they are starting to go for single foul. But you know, it is you know, very nice to see it on camera. Yeah. All right, folks, I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, we got some battle back here around Mark Whitley, I believe. Yeah, Mark Whitley trying to get around the Folgers 11 of Jim Coleman'sberger, and I already warned Jim not to mess up my Folgers paint again this week. Oh, and right into the 77.
But we got cars spinning to the end.
Do.
Oh, that's 2 cars.
Oh,
I believe that's 2.
Zach Duchier and Kyle Heath. Oh, we do have a yellow here, so let's go ahead and get a MaxspeedTV rewind here, folks. We're going to stay on Kyle Heath. It looks like Zach was actually on the apron here, but we're going to go ahead and rewind it here as quickly as we can. We're going to watch it here. Oh, right there it was. There's where the contact was, 21 to 13, and it just kind of continued on from there. And a little more damage. Oh, it looks like 13 did keep it off the wall. However, the 21 is going to get some significant damage, it looks like, on that Aerokinetics 21 machine. I believe that is where the caution came out at.
Yes, for the 2-car incident there in the short shoot of 1 and 2, like you say. It just kind of looks like Zach kind of had a nose on Kyle, and they were just getting side by side there, coming into the short shoot, and just the racing line here at the Brickyard that you use going up into each short shoot. You basically compress out towards the wall, and I guess Kyle just lost basically the track, you know, because kind of got, I don't know, just hard racing, letting into the wall.
A big possibility. And we are within 6 laps of the stage, so I'm not going to pull anybody up here. We're going to let these guys continue out the stage here, and we'll get, of course, the stage winner. But Gary is up front. We do have drivers coming down pit road. It looks like Robbie Darnell, Clifton Ashley, Jason.
Clifton almost missed the line.
Yeah, right. Jason Adams, Kevin Roy, of course, Zach coming down pit road. I figured Zach would come down.
Yeah. Jason and Kevin back down pit road again. They were just in, you know, a handful of laps ago, so maybe for sure this time topping off that fuel tank. Some drivers just like to come in anytime there is a caution, just to top off the fuel tank, not necessarily get another set of tires. So
well, I'll go over a few stats here. Of course, everybody knows that Gary Slapinski is the defending winner here. He won the pole the last time they were here and led 60 laps of the 80 that they ran. Kyle Heath and Jeff Gilmore, they finished 2nd and 3rd respectively in that race. So Kyle Heath and Jeff Gilmore are trying to go at least 1 spot ahead of where they finished last season. Of course, we know everybody out here would love to grab the victory here. They did have 2 cautions last season when they were here for 6 laps. And, of course, after tonight, folks, only 3 races remain. Been a good race so far here at Indy. A lot of action going on, a lot of passing, I guess you could say. I think once we get a green flag stop, though, Will, it's going to separate the field.
Oh, most definitely. Pit stops is the ultimate equalizer. I would always love to say. Uh, this 2 or 3 or 4 car packs that we have seen running together, that's more than likely when you're going to see the biggest separation we will see this evening in the
Yep.
race. Um, but also just kind of the way that this race is kind of flowing at the moment. These cars just kind of seem at times they're just going to be snappy and be uncontrollable at a blink's notice. So, do we get to see a pit stop in this race as far as green flag action pit stop? I mean, man, I just didn't expect what happened out of Phillip, and
Well, I don't think anybody
so,
did. And that just goes to show you too how uncontrollable these cars can get. Now, you
yes.
know, the 1 minute they're great, they run great, you can hammer down. The next minute, you're all over the place.
And also just the hard battling, the tough racing we have also seen this evening. Looks like Kyle Heath and Zach Neuscher have repaired the damage there to their cars that they sustained. They are back in the field. Everybody kind of doing what they can to keep the heat in the tires on under these caution laps. Coming back through 3 and 4.
Well, go ahead and get us going again here, coming down to the wire of the stage here, buddy. I mean, you got it. You're doing a fantastic job, so I just let you do it right now.
Well, I don't mind. Thank you. I appreciate, kind words there, Joshua. And, yep, lights are out on the pace car. He's going to be pulling in. So Cameron Smith is up here. Let's see if he's going to be able to time the restart to Gary's satisfaction as far as sticking with him. So Chris Praff in 3rd place in the 22. I believe that's Brad Delph in 4th. Jeff Gilmore lining up 5th. Oh, Mark Whitley, he is 6th. That car, the 77 on the outside.
And
Cameron with the outside lane might have a bit momentum, but
I've seen some action
way up the
back
track
here. Yeah, man, I'm seeing action all over the place too. They're trying to get as many points as they can for the stage too. So we've got them kind of going a little bit everywhere right now. Gary Slapinski looking pretty good. Got that clean air ahead of him. Cameron Chris down to the inside here of Cameron Smith there for that P2 spot. Here comes Brad Delph now to the inside. Watch behind him. There's the 77 of Mark Whitley, the 75 of Jeff Gilmore. Right on the tail, onto the front stretch here. That is going to take us with a cross there at the line to lap 24 here tonight. So next time by, a white flag will be in the air. We get a dreadful rubber ducky now. That is the yellow flag, folks. That will do it for the stage. Right now, Gary, though, looking pretty strong up front. We're going to keep an eye on him.
Yes, having a very strong piece here tonight. Just really able to work these corners each end of the track. Also have the momentum and the speed to come off turn 2 and turn 4 down the long straightaways. Got to have that top end speed as well here. So just not the rhythm of getting into these corners good, but also the speed that it takes as, good pass, Brad Delph, if he can complete it on Gilmore.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to.
Gilmore with that momentum from the outside that he took around turn 4 to have that, like I said, that top end speed that you can carry by having that momentum.
Whoa, Brad got really close to that apron there. Well, we are white flag, folks, so let me go ahead and get it up here. White flag is in the air. When they hit the stripe, that will be the stage. We will stay up here with Gary, but we're going to check back here on Brad and Jeff here as they are still neck and neck here. A battle for 5th, and of course the top 5 is who receives those stage points. Gary Slapinski, though, is going to be your stage winner here tonight. I don't know who got 5th. I think Gilmore did. Yeah, Gilmore got that 5th spot. So Gary Slapinski with the stage winner here tonight. So congratulations to Gary on the win. Now Gary has led 16 laps here as well. So 5 bonus points will be going to Gary Slapinski here, folks. Still have a ways to go. They're trying to catch up to the pace car.
Yeah, nice little 3-lap shootout that we had there for the stage. Did not really disappoint at all. Had a couple of guys who might have been on fresher tire trying to make their way up through the field, like Mark Whitley, and who else might have been, I think it might have been, no, it wasn't Gilmore, but Gilmore did get that final spot, that 5th place, that, like you say, awards points. So I would say the drivers that may need, you know, a couple of helping hands there did get what they, you know, needed. So
yeah, and everybody will be coming out pit road here. We'll get Gary up here in just a moment once he makes his pit stops. And then we'll talk about the first stage here tonight and kind of what he expects, you know, going forward here. So let me see here if I can come up with all right, I'm going to use some info that I got from Larry Blair. Now, Larry is not here tonight, but I do want to give shout out to Larry, who does the races. Hey, bub, my brother is actually in chat here, so
good evening, Jeremy.
Let's go ahead and get Mr. Gary down here real quick. All righty, Gary. Stage a win here tonight. You know, how would you summarize the stage of the race here this evening? What went right for you, and could you have changed anything if you wanted to?
Be better at the restarts. I'm struggling at restarts like crazy here. I don't know if I just want to take the outside or what. Or I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Well, that was kind of my next point.
I'm not good at these first couple of laps, especially on first tires. It just takes me a little while to get my rhythm going here. Then I get into a little zone and I start driving good, but these first couple of laps, cold tires, I'll restart side by side.
Well, I mean, we got another stage coming up, so you know, you kind of answered my second question there. Technical adjustments or pit strategies. Of course, you know, pit strategies. If we go green, get a green flag stop. You know, you're going to have some strategies there as well. Do you have a strategy going forward? I mean, with still yet, what are we looking at? 52, 53 laps still yet to go?
I would like to just keep it out front. I just, hopefully I can do that. I don't know if it's going to happen. But I did pretty good when I was behind somebody, so,
yeah.
you know, dirty air, clean air doesn't, you know, maybe I'll do fine. As long as you don't hit that, once you go below that white, man, this thing is just evil in the beginning. You go down there, she'll just jump out. It happened to Mark. You see it there.
Yep,
Jumped out. She almost took everybody out.
Yep.
I got lucky and just kind of wiggled my way through there and put her out front.
Oh.
Keep it here.
Well, all right, Gary. Well, it looks like you're going to restart third here. So Clifton and Robbie right up ahead of you, bud. We're not going to keep you, Gary. Congratulations on the stage win here tonight, man. Still a long race yet to go here, bud. So good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll get him back up there. Yeah, we see what happened too, Mark. You know, that is, just one of those things we'll have to watch. And Gary just basically said it. You get below that white line there going into the corner, and it's over.
Yeah. Normally, like I said earlier, you really don't want to venture down there. That's kind of like no man's land, so to speak. If you have turned down there, then like I said, the car kind of just turned too good, and that's how you got down there. And normally the racing line would be putting, your tire right above that paint and trying to just drive that line, very thin line, I guess you could say, trying to hug it down there as best as you can on the bottom lane around here. But some drivers don't like to venture that low. I think we were seeing Kyle Heath's racing line earlier. He was about a half lane above that. So restart here, Joshua.
And the tandem Clifton Ashley's on the loud pedal. Green is back out. Lap number 30 here tonight. The Sim Racing Leash Cup Series Harpoon Design. Season 14, round 18 here at the Brickyard. We got our car off, and I think we're going to have a yellow here. Oh, that was Mark Emery. Oh, and what a hard lick he took. No yellow as of yet. Man, he has no front end on that machine. But we're going to bring up the MaxspeedTV replay here and take a quick look at this. And I mean a very quick look. Oh, and he caught the apron. And then right there's the contact, with the 14 of Brad Delph, and that sent the 4 hard into the inside wall. Brad, I believe, might have some damage there too from that, but man, oh man. All right, back up front, because we don't want to stay, if there's no yellow, we don't want to stay on it too long. We want to get back up here with the racing set.
Exactly, and Clifton not able to defend that lead too long, as Gary really sent it to the inside of turn 2, had a good run on Clifton. Clifton having a couple of lap older tires than Gary.
Whoa, Clifton checking up a little bit. Robbie almost got into the back end of him, and the 9 of Cameron getting loose. Oh, no, the 9 of the 21. Save it. Zach saves it. Oh, he's still trying to save it. 3 wide. Zach's on the high line. 9's on the low side. Boy, they're both trying to save it there. Man.
So much congestion. This has really allowed everybody to catch up to one another because of everybody either lifting, getting on the brake a little bit, or just trying not to run into one another, and a lot of separation. This is only for 5th on back.
Yeah.
So the top 4 broken away, but my goodness, they are all over each other here.
Yeah, they are, and you want to keep an eye on it. Jeff Gilmore, Jim, Christopher, Robbie Stewart, Kyle Haim, all in the mix right here together. We're looking at about 5th, all the way back to Kevin Roy, I believe. Might as well throw Brad Delph in there, too. He's only about a 2nd back, so he is right there as well. So, yeah, very, very good battling going on. It looks like Robbie Darnell and Clifton Ashley both door to door. Hey, if you ain't rubbing, you ain't racing, right?
I suppose so, Joshua. That was some good contact for 3rd and 4th position there. So Clifton really trying to keep what he can.
Got Kyle Head doing some battling way back here, trying to get back up toward the front. Battling Robbie Stewart here for that 11th spot. Even though, you know, we've got, you know, the guys back here in the back, we still got to keep an eye on these guys, man. They are, Kyle, he's trying to get back up there. Does have some help. Well, did have some help from 9, but.
Yeah, Cameron fell back a lot of positions, lost a lot of ground with the contact with Zach Boyster in the 21. And Zach recovered a little bit. Oh, man, not sure. Got to be very careful here not to push one competitor into turns 1 and 3, you know, too much, especially on this bottom line that has just been really tricky. Just a handful for these drivers trying to attempt or complete a pass on that bottom lane. It has been done, but it's very rare this evening.
Looks like Brad Delf coming around Kevin Roy back here for 14th. He made the pass on him pretty quickly. So, man, I'm watching Cameron, Kyle, and Robbie Stewart still, man, these three right here in a potential battle up here with, who is that? Christopher Campbell and Jeff Gilmore. That would be a battle for 9th.
And 8th and 7th just in front of them, Jim Coleman-Woodsberger, Jason Adams. So
we've got Gary Slapinski, Mark Whitley, 1 and 2 teammates right here. I wouldn't say technically together, about 7/10 separating them, but 1 and 2 yet again up front. Clifton Ashley in 3rd, Robbie Darnell in 4th, Chris Paff under fire from Zach here for 5th. So we've got a 4-packer right here together.
well, that contact and the scrimmage that Clifton and Robbie produced really allowed, you know, Chris and Zach to catch them back. So,
well, that was close, but Robbie knew where the front end of that car was, so that's it's a good thing. It's like Campbell and Stewart going at it again back here too. We'll jump back here real quick. Oh man, Campbell losing a couple of spots here. I think
I think he kissed the wall on exit.
I believe he did too. A little bit of 3 wide, quick 3 wide going on, but oh, we got 14 into the wall. Oh, there's the yellow. We actually seen that. We actually caught that live, but we're gonna go ahead and go back here again. Brad Delf involved in this. Let's kind of go on a chase view here. We'll do another quick rewind here. Oh, it looks like right there it was. Ooh. It's like the
maybe net code or
possibility.
Brad might have been coming up to
meet in the middle, maybe?
Yes.
Looks like a meet in the middle there from the 68 and the 14. 14 coming up a little bit, 68 going down, and there goes right there, a meet in the middle. And oh, right there is where it finished it off. 68 got up into the wall, bounced down too, right into the 14, and that is where it's going to spin, the 14 of Brad Delf. It's damage probably to the both of them. Not sure exactly how bad it's going to be. It does look like, though, Brad did get it back going, and he didn't have to tow to pit road. So, good sign on that part, but how significant is the damage? You know, once he gets to pit road, I'm sure he will come down. Lap 37 of 80 here. So, well, man, it's a dogfight out there here tonight. Taking a look at it here. Now we've had 3 regular cautions, 4 in total with the stage, a total of 10 laps, 44 laps to go right now with 6 lead changes. So, been a good race with 17 drivers. We've had several battles still yet.
Oh, yes.
And it looks like the 77 has elected to come down pit road. That's going to keep Gary out there on track. Chris Paff is going to stay out. Zach Dosher, that is actually how you pronounce it, I do believe, but I call it Douchier. Jason Adams, Jeff Gilmore, Robbie Stewart, and then everybody behind them come down. Mark Whitley, Clifton Ashley, Robbie Darnell, Jim Coleman-Sperger, Cameron Smith. Man, everybody just trying to find their spots. Kevin Roy, Brad Delph, so he did make it. Kyle Heath. So lap 38 here. How about we drag somebody down here? How about we drag Zach down here? Why not? If I can find him. There he is. Zach, got a copy there, buddy? Yo, Zach, got a copy?
Always.
Hey, man. Well, I mean, lap 38 right now, started 5th. You are in 3rd. Been kind of all over the place here tonight. How you doing down there, man? And how is the bubble when you're around another driver?
It's been going good, and when you're behind somebody, it is tight. The car just wants to go straight to the wall generally.
How do you manage to keep it off the wall?
Brakes and and let off really early. I'm backing the corners up by a lot.
Oh wow! So you've got a different entry than everybody else, trying to save as much as you can, not to get into not only anybody else but into the wall as well.
Yep, that's the plan. I accidentally hit Kyle, which was a mistake, so we don't want that to happen again.
Yeah. All righty, buddy. Well, we'll let you get back to it, Zach. Good luck down there, man. And hey, we still got a little bit to go, so keep it going, bud. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. All right, well, that was Zach here, and Gary is up front. We'll see here if the pace car lights go off. I'm assuming they will. And we're going to find out. Yes, sir. They are off and away. Gary Slapinski, I can't talk. Gary Slapinski, Chris Bath, Zach, Jason, Robbie Stewart, Jeff Gilmore, Mark Whitley, Robbie Darnell, Clifton Ashley, Kyle Heath, Jim Coleman-Sperger, Kevin Roy, Brad Delph. Does look like Christopher Campbell has taken, or Cameron Smith, my bad, has taken his car behind the wall. Christopher Campbell is on pit road. Mark Embry is on the track, back out on the track here. And, of course, unfortunately, Philip Bridgman is sitting on pit road as well. So, man, tough break for a few drivers out here tonight. But, yeah, Bub, that is kind of the way Will does it. Like I said, he don't have iRacing, so I shared my screen in Discord, and, you know, he just kind of helps me call the race.
I'm here. You know, just a helping hand, I guess you could say. An extra voice. It's always good, you know, in case Joshua over there needs to, you know, get a drink real quick or you know, something occurs. You never know.
Oh, 21 of you out there tuning in and 8 likes. 2 shy from 10 still, folks. Shooting for 10, 15, 20 likes out here tonight. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Coming to lap 40, so we will be at about 2 to go here to the halfway mark. 40 laps left. Pace car has dove off to the safety of pit road. Gary Slapinski and the company will be coming into the restart zone here. They got to go on green. So there it is. Green flag is out. Oh, the 21. He wanted to go, and go he did. Is it going to be enough to get around Gary, though? Oh, man, getting a little tight back here. Right behind Jeff Gilmore with Jason Adams. Ooh, got a car on the apron. That is Christopher Camer. Oh, he's coming back out.
Yeah, that pit access road or exit road can kind of be deceiving at times.
Yeah.
Especially on a restart, car exiting.
Just a little bit. Whoa! Oh, somebody's up in the wall.
Ashley.
Oh, Clifton. Well, yeah, there he is right there. Yeah, up into the wall.
Just got out from underneath him there on the corner exit and really tank slapped it.
He's got company with Stewart now.
Yes, I was going to say that's for sure going to make him lose.
Oh, door to door they go. Oh, man. Well, that has allowed Kyle Heath to get back up toward this group. Robbie Darnell, Robbie Stewart, all right here. Brad Delph. We're going to stay right here kind of keep an eye on this group for a minute, and I'll keep an eye on the timing screen here, Will, just to see if anything transpires up in the lead pack.
Yeah, Kyle really trying to slice and dice, get back up to the front of this field ever since that incident occurred between him and Zach. Just kind of been stuck back here in the dirty air of things for the most part. Like we said earlier, can be very tough and very tricky to pass, but also good maneuver there into turn one. Turn one can be a very good passing zone, but like I said earlier, very gotta choose where you want. Oh man, Clifton I think might have gotten the wall again.
I don't think
Robbie right there.
I don't think he got into the wall, Will. I think he got loose.
Yeah.
Golly.
Man, you can just see when you get loose or get in the wall, how long that takes to recover. Just recover that composure or that momentum that you had, that rhythm.
Yep.
And all the track position you lose.
God, it's so hard to get it back if if everybody's, kind of on the same set of tires, and it's so hard to pass too. I mean, we've alluded to that all night long. So, if you lose a position, unless you can set that pass up right, you're not going to really, get it unless they make a mistake. It's kind of like a road course. You can't compare Indianapolis with a road course, no. But the passing you can, because it is so hard to pass.
Exactly. Just how tough it has been this evening for the bottom line to get to working for a driver trying to complete the pass down there. We've seen just how ill handling the car has been just inside of another, and also just that dirty air equation. As Mark Whitley getting a run on Chris Pratt for third position, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get back here and look at it here. There's Mark. There's Chris. I have not seen Tara or out there in chat. She might be out there hanging about somewhere. I've seen a whole lot of people. I see my brother talking and Brantley talking.
Mark actually got loose in turn 4 there. Going to cost him a little bit of momentum, so.
Yep. Going back here to Clifton and Brad Delph again. They're battling it out here. The 14 to the 10. That's for 10th, actually.
Oh, Clifton, be careful. Really?
Man. Larry's in chat. He's there. Missed the start of the race. He fell asleep. Oh, you goofball. Hey, when you're tired, hey, all for it, man. Lap 45 of 80 here, folks. The Sim Racing Unleashed Cup Series here. Harpoon Design. Round number 18 here in Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Presented to you all by MaxspeedTV. Will Roberts and myself, Joshua Medlock, up here trying to keep up with the action. Getting set, possibly, for a green flag pit stop. Boy, my mind went a little blank there.
Yes, it looks like possibly could be, like you said, getting set just to see where this run may go. Only about, I want to say, 7 laps into this run since we went back green. So, and we do have an occasional battle here and there, as long as everybody can keep their momentum up, really, this rhythm that they have. Everybody attacks these corners differently, like we said, so all about how you can get the drive in and drive off, maybe back up the corner a little bit, more than you have been. Maybe each lap you start doing it, so just all depends. Some can really drive them in a bit deeper. That's how you see how lower they can get sometimes, but also here we have some snaking down the back straightaway.
Yeah, always snaking. There's always going to be some snaking. You know, people trying to break the draft, but setting up to get into that next turn. Looking at Kyle, Jason, and Robbie Darnell. And the reason I say Robbie Darnell is because we got two Robbies here. And it looks like Mark Whitley did make the pass over Chris Paff there, so Mark is up to third. Like I was saying before, Kyle Heath, Jason Adams, Robbie Darnell. Brad Delphi's got company here with Clifton Ashley. Robbie Stewart even coming back up here, as well as the Folgers Machine 11 of Jim Colmansberger. Kevin Roy not too far back at the Pennzoil 12. Christopher Campbell kind of hanging out. He is 2 laps down. He's kind of hanging out, trying to, you know, get the best finish he can. Mark Emery, he is up 3 spots from where he started. He is 6 laps down, but, you know, he is up a couple of positions. So that, you know, that's kind of working out right now a little bit for Mark. As we get back up here to Gary, snaking on the front stretch here. Zach not doing really any snaking, as Mark Whitley is edging ever so closer back up to the 21.
Well, Gary really been able to just extend his lead ever so slightly. Just that getting in and out of the corner just ever so slightly better than his teammates as well. So, or not necessarily teammates, but competitors. So, yes, Mark Whitley now got by Chris Praff, now trying to get by Zach Deuscher here in the 21 machine. Completely on different sets of tires as far as life, the amount of tire wear on those race cars. So
I'm going to look at it here and kind of see. So it looks like Mark Whitley is he's been out here about 11 laps, now 12 as they hit the stripe. Gary 22, Zach 22, Chris 22, Jeff 22, Hal 12, Jason 22. Got 3 cars right here, Robbie, Brad, and Clifton about 12. Robbie Stewart at about 22. Jim door to door with the 3. Jim at about 12 as well. Kevin Roy at about 12. So giving kind of a rundown on the stint they've been on this run here. We are setting at lap 50 now. About 30 to go, folks. Hey, Tara. Okay, so Tara is out there, just not talking.
Mark Whitley seems like he might have a slight chance to run down his teammate Gary up there in the 78 before they make that cycle of pit stops. We would look to see, you know, the cars that stayed out under the previous caution that happened just over 10 laps ago to pit first, then the ones that pitted under said caution pit later. But Gary has a pretty good pace here this evening. Like you said, previous winner of last season, trying to go back-to-back this season. Sounds very determined, looks very determined to do so. So,
of course, they can't go the distance. They will have to pit, guaranteed. Let me check it out. So Mark Whitley, let's just go with Mark here because he is up here. So he's been out here at about 14 laps. We're setting at about 29 to go. Yeah, no way even Mark can make it. About one more stop is what I'm thinking. I'm sure Brantley can contest to that. Probably one more stop.
oh yes, one more in the future for all these competitors out here this evening. 15 laps left says second place. Well, first and, well, yes.
About 15 laps left. Yep.
So,
So that'll put us at, let's see, we're on 53, 63, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's about lap 68 roughly. So, well, that's going to put them right at the edge of the 20 to go mark. Wow, a little bit of separation going on now, folks. Not a whole lot. Well, let me rephrase that. Jason Adams, Brad Delph. We got these two neck and neck. Robbie Darnell right up ahead of them here. Ashley kind of by himself. Jim kind of by himself. Kevin does have Robbie Stewart pretty close to him at about 4/10 of a second. So everybody else spread out about a minute or so. Ooh, Chris Paff going to the inside, making the pass over Zach for third. Hey, 10 locks out there, folks. Thank you, everybody, for that. I do appreciate it.
you can really see the pace that each driver has now that we get at least, 15 or so laps into a run. We had, I want to say it was 16 laps before our first caution this evening into the race, so about similar characteristics going on at the moment to what we saw earlier this evening. As far as, how each car should be handling. Some competitors just able to, just manage that tire wear just ever so slightly better than the other.
Yep.
As far as just, like we alluded to earlier, maybe just backing up the corner entry or not attacking the corner as much, not turning the wheel as much, different wheel setting, ratio numbers there. So
all right, let's
lots of different things.
check it out. I'm just checking through the field, bud. You can keep on going. Oh, Jeff Gilmore coming down pit road here. Robbie Darnell, Jason Adams. Green flag. Pit stops. Yes, I literally yelled it.
And as to be expected with some of the drivers that stayed out under the previous caution, seemed about probably when they were probably going to be pitting around this lap, it seemed. So,
ooh, I got a sneaky feeling here. All right, so looks like Jeff Gilmore was on a stint there of about 28 laps. So this is going to put him pretty close on to the end here. So we're looking at about 26 lap run here if we stay green for the drivers that just pitted. Looks like Robbie and Jason just went a lap down. Jeff Gilmore will be going a lap down here. Robbie Stewart will now be the last driver on the lead lap, but he has been out here 29 laps here, folks. 29 laps. So he's not the only one either.
We definitely expect Robbie to pit next. These drivers who are on their lap 29 stint here.
Here comes Gary down pit road. And Mark's right behind him. No surprise. Here comes Chris down pit road. So, Kyle Heath takes back over the lead here. He's been out here at about 20 laps. So Kyle, Brad, Jim, Clifton, and Kevin all stay out. Gary, Mark, Chris, Zach, Robbie, Stewart is down pit road here, so they are all down. So we're looking at about 29 laps on a run. So Well, I said 22 to 27, so I was a few off, but throw a caution in there, it might average out.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, indeed.
Zach Deutscher took his car behind the wall. Wow. Kyle Heath coming down pit road, as well as Brad Delph, Clifton Ashley. Jim Coleman-Sperger and Kevin Roy will be the last two drivers on the lead lap that will need to come down. Banking on a caution, maybe, Will? Is that kind of the mindset here? Coming to 20 to go here momentarily.
Well, that could be a good possibility. That could be part of the strategy of why Jim and Kevin stayed out, or just saved this little bit more fuel than everybody else. Just been back here riding around, just biding their own time, logging their own pace. So.
Whoa, we got a car on the little apron here. That was, no, it wasn't Kevin. Who was that? Oh, that was Ashley. That was kind of sideways there. No yellow. Whoa.
Yes, could have been a case of cold tires and pit exit road not being kind to Clifton, maybe just getting back up through the gears and throttle a bit too harshly for the cold tire treatment. Maybe. That's just speculation, though.
Maybe.
Haven't seen too much of Jim this evening, except for most of the parts when we were going through the field. We did see him a little bit here and there battling with some fellow competitors, but we really haven't seen him progress really through the field is what I meant. So just been back here riding about 10th or so, it seems. Now up here has led the last 3 laps. Kevin Roy just pitted. He's going to put Kevin a lap down. So.
Kind of watching it. Well, I was watching Jim here. Sorry, I had to step away real quick. My bad. 20 to go, folks. 20 laps remain. Jim Coleman-Sperger has got a 22-second lead over Mark Whitley, but Mark Whitley, Gary Slapinski, the drivers on back, have already pitted. Jim, it's going to take 19 to go. That's going to be his 4th lap led here tonight. Going to try to do some maths here. Yeah, 20 guys. Ain't no way he can go the distance. No way, Jose. Hey, Brandon.
Yeah.
All righty, folks. Well, I know this is kind of out of the oddball, not concerning the race here tonight. But if you live in Southwest Missouri, you are under a severe thunderstorm watch. So everybody stay safe. Jim Coleman-Sperger is now down pit road. Mark Whitley probably going to catch him. 11 locks out here tonight, folks. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in here. And Mark Whitley will come around Jim as Jim just enters his pit box there. So Mark Whitley, who started on the outside in P2, is now back up front. Mark has already, he got a little close to that wall there. We already seen him make a mistake here early on, getting below that wild line there, Will, So even Mark, very fast, a great driver, even the best can make mistakes.
Yes, it looks like he actually also might have jumped his teammate in pit road. So not sure if he got by him, you know, coming out, or just might have had a ever so slightly faster pit stop. We seen, well, took 2. And I really like the fact that, you know, certain crew chiefs, team owners, etc., are just so open to chat with the broadcasters and let us know, you know, what they did. And 2-tire strategy here. So we saw earlier the tire life that Gary seemed to have.
Whoa, coming up on the 4, Mark Emery, wow. So it was a battle of the marks there, but Mark Emery 6 laps down, so Whitley had to get around him quickly. He did, safely.
Yeah, sometimes it's just best for the slower car to just hold their position and let the faster guy.
Yeah, Gary Slapansky was having a little hard time getting around him too, and I think Mark had to figure out a way to, you know, get out of his way safely, but
exactly.
not wreck him or wreck himself too, you know. So looks like Zach Duchier, Christopher Campbell, Cameron Smith, Philip Bridgman. Those are the drivers we have lost out here tonight. So we've got 13 out here right now, and yeah, Brantley, yeah, took 2 tires, so a 2-tire stop, but. You know, I'm thinking that you know, I'm not saying you're a bad crew chief or anything, Brantley. You probably know a lot more about it than I do, but you know, Gary's coming up on him. Whoa, Mark! Man, that back end on that 77 still getting loose.
Yeah, he's really able to point the nose really where he wants it, and that allows that back end to just have a little bit of moments of displeasure, but I'm sure still able within his car control, really able to yaw it out. I believe it's 1 and 3 that he's able to do that in. It looks like just could be a way that he's turning into the corner, kind of arcing it a bit up and then cutting the wheel down. That could be what he's doing there.
I'm just going through the field, bud, so I'm definitely listening. Just kind of seeing where everybody's at. Well, Emery is on pit road here, so
that could be his scheduled stop because he is a little bit off the pace this evening, so.
Yeah, he's been out here 29 laps too, so yeah, scheduled stop for him. Now Mark's not ahead of Gary by much, 0.4 of a second. Gary pretty much has caught the back end of his teammate there. Man, that's 77, wicked loose out of the corner. Mark down low, Gary still up high. We'll see here, 14 to go. If a Slapansky can slap around the 77. I love doing that to Gary. Whoa! Mark Whitley, he almost Whitleyed the wall there.
He is slowly trying not to become one with the wall, but he's getting awful close to it.
Whoa! Here we go, battle for the lead. Whitley, Slapansky, teammates. And, oh man, I think the 77, I think those 2 tires might be hurting him a little bit.
Yeah, the run that he got off the
but a
turn
little
4
bit, yeah.
really hindered him, and the 4 tires of Gary just seemed to prevail down that straightaway once he got position on him. Had a real good run through 3 and 4, and that's what he needed to get down the straightaway. He got the nose on him, and what a good pass he made.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on Kyle Heath here. Now, Kyle is in 3rd. You know,
real good drive back, man. He had an etch-a-sketch night for sure.
Yep, Kyle back here into 3rd here, about 11 seconds back from the leader, about 10 and a half, almost 11 seconds from Mark. Jeff Gilmore is behind him at about 3.5 seconds. Jeff has still got company though, Darnell. So could have a potential battle here for 4th between Gilmore and Darnell. We got Adams Brad Delph, Coleman'sberger again, right there in 8th, Roy 9th, and Ashley 10th. Path back here in 11th. And Robbie Stewart is on pit road here, and Mark Emery is back out onto the racetrack. So that is what we got so far, folks. Well, 9:24 Eastern, might as well say 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. 11 to go here tonight on MaxspeedTV. Brantley, my brother, Brendan, Tara, Larry, all out in chat. Glad to have you all out there. We appreciate it. And all the other ones that are not talking out here tonight. There's 15 of you tuning in. We had like 21 at peak so far here tonight. 11 likes. We do appreciate that. A big shout out to, again, Brantley Road out there. Harpoon Design sponsored the series out here for Sim Racing Unleashed. Big shout out to Robbie Darnell and all the admins over here for putting on an awesome league on Sunday nights. Starting early and ending early. I love it.
Yeah, if the laps keep kind of ticking away, I know the lap times, they're 40, what is it, a 46, 48 second lap times, I think.
No.
Here in Indy.
No. We're looking at about 52
42.
range.
Oh, yeah, my apologies.
Yeah, you're
So,
about 10 seconds off there, buddy.
You know, 52 seconds, I mean, you know, basically, like you said earlier at the top of the show, like roughly a minute a lap, give or take, so. Even at the pace, you know, Gary is setting with Mark Whitley kind of being his wingman at the moment. They're in second place. I would say still a pretty, you know, good, decent pace. I would have to say outstanding pace. Both of them led combined total, can't remember.
Let's see. Gary right now has led 48 laps, and Mark Whitley has led 9.
So, just about over, at the moment, way over half of this race. So, good teammate domination for them.
Yeah,
Gary really
57 laps combined.
So, 9 laps to go. They're really trying to get a 1-2 here this evening.
Man, there's been a lot of 1-2s this season for Gary and Mark. Hey, it ain't a bad thing. You just know they work together really well. That's, you know, that's what it takes.
Oh, exactly. Indeed. That, you know, and good sportsmanship, especially between the two, it seems, you know, as well. And that's what you need in a good teammate. Someone that you can learn from, and they can learn, you know, some things from you. You give and also takes. So also, like we talked about the night that Kyle Heath has had, you know, good to see him come back after that. You know, him and Zach got together and had to really kind of just manage his time working his way through the field, and has found himself back in that 3rd position. So, and like you alluded to, Darnell and Gilmore.
Yeah,
it seems Gilmore really has that top 5 pace here this evening. I think Robbie trying to drive away from him, but they're still there. Gilmore's lingering, just waiting.
I call it, when you're doing what Gilmore's doing right now, I call it lurking. He's lurking behind Robbie. He's like, all right, if you make a mistake, guess what? I'm right here.
Indeed, lurking in that striking distance of Darnell for sure.
going to go ahead and mention it here tonight, folks. Now, we got to mention it because it does play, it can play into a factor. There is 3 GWC attempts if it does come down to it. Hopefully we don't see that. Let's look at likely that we won't, which is a good thing. But, the way that works is here into regulation, we will, of course, if we get a caution within about 4 laps of the end of the race, then we will set up for a GWC attempt. And the way that works is we will go green. They have to make it back around, take the white. If the white flag comes out, whatever happens after that happens. If a caution comes out before the white flag, we will, of course, do it up to 3 times. And that kind of works out, too, Will, under regulation, too. If we take the white flag and they wreck, well, there's no caution, so therefore they still have to race it to the line.
Yes, exactly. Got to race it back if the white flag is out. Wreck happens, oh well, kind of just days of thunder it. Just try to drive through it, get the best result possible if you're near it, If you're not, hey, drive back, win the race if you're in that position. And sometimes got to remember white flag does not mean to end the race as well. So some drivers, some competitors in the past, they just kind of see a flag wave, they think, well, all right, I have finished, and that does not necessarily mean that was the checkered flag. So always got to be in that realm of concentration.
At 4 to go, Gary has got about a second lead over his teammate Mark Whitley. Gary is coming up to the 22 of Chris Paff here. Chris will finish here for more than likely back here in 11th. Will he stay on the lead lap? Well, that all depends if Gary can get around him. He's got to get up to him first. Then it all depends if he can get around him. Not the night the 22 wanted here tonight in that Wrangler machine. Started 4th, inside of the top 5 in qualifying. Unfortunately, ended up back here outside of the top 10. And then just, the cautions didn't come out, to kind of help him out get back up there. And, we've been green for quite some time. So, if you don't get those yellows, it's so difficult to get back up toward the front.
Yes, most definitely indeed. This run here that we're under to what we suspect to be the checkered, 3 laps to go, has been the longest run of the night from lap, 39:40 on till now. So green flag pit stop included in everything here, Joshua. So
yeah, we didn't see no 4 wide out here tonight. That gummit, I wanted some 4 wide.
Yeah, we got a lot of side-by-sideness, but once about the first 2 laps of a restart, they were really trying to get, the best track position they could on the restarts that we did see. A lot of good racing, just couldn't seem to get a bit more of that battle, a little bit more of that action that we wanted to see, but once they kind of got in that conga line, they, looks like Gary coming through.
Yeah, he'll be hitting turn 3 here, and it'll be turn 4 here momentarily, or was that turn 4? That was turn 4,
that
actually.
Was turn 4, yep.
So crossing the stripe here and taking the white flag is going to be Gary Slapinski. We are going to be at 1 to go here tonight for the Sim Racing Unleashed Cup Series, sponsored by Harpoon Design, season 14 of round number 18 here at Indianapolis, presented to you all by MaxspeedTV. Will Roberts, myself, Joshua Medlock, up here in the booth. Of course, next week, folks, now we've got to get, finish up tonight, but 3 more races left in the regular season. Michigan, the Glen, and Richmond. And we'll talk more about those coming up more next week. And then, as we get closer to them. But Gary Slapinski coming in here tonight, grabbing the pole. Wasn't able to lead the first lap out here tonight, but hey, the most important lap is the final lap, and out of 4 and through the front stretch and crossing the stripe. Gary Slapinski will win it here tonight at Indianapolis. Mark Whitley will finish in second. Kyle Heath right there at the line will be P3. Robbie Darnell. Oh, we got a good battle back here for 4th. Robbie will grab that 4th spot away from Brad Delph. Wow, that was a good battle back there for 4th. Jeff Gilmore in, let's see here, I've got him in 6th. Jason Adams in 7th, but that, of course, is unofficially, folks. We're going to get the top 3 and out here for the MaxspeedTV post-race show, so hang tight. We will be right back. Alrighty, folks. Well, I have caught up with our top 3 here tonight, and we are going to start. Oh, we got some reverb there, Will. Yeah, not sure exactly what's going on there, but can't mute him. Oh, there it goes. All right. Thank you, Will. Do appreciate that, buddy. We're going to go ahead and start here with our winner here tonight, Gary Slapinski of the 78 Harpoon Design Team. Gary, awesome win out here tonight, buddy. Won last season. You got it this season. Now are you going to win it next season? No, I'm already putting the pressure on you there, buddy. Well, yeah. But talk about it, man. Indianapolis, not a huge field, but, it was big enough to have, some action out there on the track. So, talk about it, the strategies there after the stage, man. If there's anything you could have done differently, the green flag pit stop, because, your teammate there, Mark, he took 2, you took 4, from what I understand. Yeah. So, man, talk about it. We got to hear from you.
Yeah, I just stuck on my strategy all night. The start. I mean, I know in the beginning I didn't get a good start, but I know it was going to be good in the long run there. From there, I just started hitting my marks, put the car back out front a couple of times. After the stage, there was 2 cars in front of me. Got around them. No problem. I was waiting for them to make a mistake. I was just going to keep on hitting my marks. I know I had a fast race car for sure.
It was slow.
Absolutely, no. It was. Yeah, it was slow. It was definitely hooked up tonight. It felt really quick. I got a little different settings. I'm feeling a little comfortable with it.
Well,
so it's not as loose coming off.
Well, that's good. I mean, I noticed that, y'all were getting really close to that apron there. And, of course, you mentioned it earlier with Mark. We'll talk to him about it, too. Getting close to that apron. It's already loose as it is a little bit. You get on the right below that white line, and, man, it just snaps.
Yeah, especially in the beginning. I mean, I was using it for sure in the long run. I would just dip it down there a little bit. It kind of helps it turn a little bit. I noticed everybody else was just afraid to go down there, and it just seemed getting tight. So my strategy was to wait some laps, those right sides to heat up a little bit more, and then I'll start dipping it down there to kind of cool it off. and kind of keep the tires managed. And that was my plan. So it worked out pretty well.
Well, I mean, awesome job. Now, can you give us some insight into you and Mark's communication throughout the race out here tonight?
Yeah.
To see kind of what was going on, but what y'all were talking about.
Well, Daryl is my spotter.
Oh,
and,
okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Daryl's my spotter. And you know who's who's who's
Yeah,
Mark's.
yeah, I
knows
know
Mark's
who. Yeah,
spotters.
yeah, everybody knows who Mark's is. Yeah.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. He would yell out some things too. So between Daryl and I just wanted to know what was going on all the time. I wanted to know lap times. I wanted to know who was this doing. I know Kyle had some trouble tonight. I wanted to know how he was doing, just to see if he got back on the racetrack and fixed it, and which he did. He came home third, which congratulations to him. And Mark getting second. Yeah, I was just keeping my strategy going with my spotter, and he was giving me all kinds. Believe me, he was giving me everything. My fuel, how the car looked. A couple of times I brushed the wall, and it wasn't a big deal. But a driver hit it. Oh, I gotta be something wrong or something's wrong.
Yeah.
So I make sure that everything was okay. Every car felt great. So he gave me all the information I needed tonight.
Well,
especially when Mark took his two. He said Mark took two. I wasn't really concerned because I had it. My left side was down to 78.
Oh,
so,
wow.
yeah. So if his was probably around the same area. So I was kind of like, all right, maybe I'll just start getting that grip off the corners, which I was, in the long run there. And I know he was saving too, because he had to save. He definitely had to save it as much as he could, which he did, and he did an awesome job there. He really did, and I'm really impressed.
Oh,
Mark, week in, week out, Mark just, coming through the field it's crazy how he could do it.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I mean, we see it each week. He's something else. I don't know how he does it.
No, neither do I. I don't know why.
All right. Well, we are down now to 3 races left in the regular season. We go to one of my favorite 2-mile tracks. I think everybody loves it. Michigan, very fast.
Yes.
Definitely could get some draft there, but
yes.
It can be loose.
Yes.
So
it's been a while since I've driven there, so I'll have to see how the bottom is in 1 and 2. That will be the thing for me. I just want to curious to see how it is there. But I'm kind of thinking the middle groove is going to be the groove to be, so I'll just stick with that for now.
All right, bud. Well, I mean, we're coming down to the wire here, man. Of course, win your Ian type of deal. So you've already got wins. So we actually had the little thing up here tonight. I made me a little quick image for everybody. Nothing fancy, but Yeah.
Well, it feels good another window. I kind of needed that. I'm still working out bugs with this thing. I'm still not happy with this build. This one, I was real happy with the one last year. This one, I'm still kind of. Believe me, I'm still figuring out. It's every day you're like, oh, I like this better, but this better. So I found something that I'm way more comfortable with. So I'm more happier to say.
All righty. Well, awesome job, bud, here tonight, grabbing another victory here for SRU on Sunday nights. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate and, of course, get ready for Michigan?
Well, of course, I'm going to thank the MaxspeedTV for every weekend, you guys announcing this, so I really appreciate it. And everybody out there watching, thank you very much. Don't forget to hit the like button. I'd like to thank Driven, my teammates. I'd like to thank my spotter, Errol. I would like to thank Harpoon Designs, of course. Beautiful paint job that's on my car. Thank you. And for everybody out there, thank you very much, and have a good night.
All right. Well, another 1-2 punch here for Harpoon Design Racing Team. Our winner tonight, Gary Slapinski. Gary, go celebrate. We'll see you next week, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, that is going to bring us down here to our P2 finisher, the 77 to Mark Whitley, having a little bit of issues out there here tonight, Mark. A little different strategy there at the end, but we got to hear from you. What was you thinking about down there here tonight? You led some laps out here as well, bud. I'm going to turn it over to you, man.
Yeah, started off a little wishy-washy. Got real loose in the lead, and about the end of the day, got lucky that didn't do any more damage than it did. And I'm really surprised it didn't bring out a caution, but uh, that put us behind the 8 ball the rest of the race. We got it fixed. It seemed to be, pretty good. I still think maybe it wasn't 100%. It might have been like 98%, 99%. Just seemed like it wasn't, never had the true speed as like Gary. And, once we never really got a chance to run clean laps with fresh tires, but it just seems like we were just a tick off of Gary. Just trying some different stuff. Um, Really, I thought, every other time I've tried 2 tires of this track on other cars, it seems like it works out pretty good. If anything, it makes it better. So I wanted to take a gamble, try to jump out in front of Gary. Didn't get as big of a lead as I thought I would, taking two. I think we had to wait a second or two on the second can of gas. So maybe if I was to do it over again, maybe make sure I didn't have to wait on that extra second or two, because I feel like, we had a gap when we came out in the lead, but Gary really, once, I don't know, it just seemed like the car never really looked up good on 2 tires. And once he got to me, I couldn't do anything defending. He just got a hell of a run off of 2 and just ran me down the back straightaway. And at that point, it's like, I can't do nothing. He just beat me off of 2. He just got a hell of a run, and I couldn't do anything. I don't want to put a teammate in the dirt or anything. So, got up behind him, started trying something different, seeing if I could try anything. And he just slowly pulled away. And at one point there, we're starting to reel him in. I don't know if he was taking it easy or what. And then we got it to about a second, and then I think I missed a mark, or the tires got overheated, and I started falling back again. And it was just, he had the fastest car, he had the freshest tires, so it was just a matter of, just trying. For once, I was actually praying for a caution at the end of these races, but it didn't come. I can't really complain too much on second place, I guess, but wanted to have a chance for the win. One of those nights where you try something different on strategy and it just doesn't work out. So, I've had plenty of wins lately, so I guess it's Gary's turn. I was gotta let him win a race, I guess, being a teammate. But anyway, it was a fun race. This track's always pretty fun. A little bit different setup. I'm not really sure. It just felt really awkward to me. Like, I feel like if you downshifted, it was almost too loose in 4th gear, and 5th gear it was really tight. So it was just really a balancing of trying to figure out the best way to run it. That's pretty much how our night was.
Well, green flag pit stops, man. We was hoping we would see them, and we did there after the stage. So, we know that you did take 2. You already alluded to that. Was there anything else that you was hoping for during those green flag pit stops that might have changed, something if it would have happened? Like maybe not a 2-tire stop, 4-tire stop, Was that going through your mind?
Well, when I decided to take 2, I decided to come down pit road right behind Gary, and I almost sped getting on because I was trying real hard to catch him a little bit before we got to pit lane. And
yeah, you were getting loose.
I was just trying, I was really hoping I was going to have a bigger gap, like 3 or 4 second gap on him. But like I said, I don't know, for some reason I thought it we had stopped and topped off the last caution, so we had more gas than Gary, so we didn't have to take as much fuel. But I guess we just had to, like I said, they dropped the jack on the right side. They ran back across, and I had to sit there and wait for about 2 seconds for them to get done putting gas in it. Or, we had a little bit extra at the end of the race, so maybe, if we didn't have to wait that extra 2 seconds, who knows? Because we came out, I think, about a 2.5 second lead. We could have got out, 2 seconds forward. That'd been 4 seconds. I probably could have ran it a little bit, softer. He may have had to push harder, and you never know.
Yeah.
That was the whole gamble with 2 tires. Was I figured, the tire wear didn't really fall off. Even at the end of the run, it was 7/8 tenths, maybe a second at the very, very end of the race. It wasn't really that big of a fall off. So I really, just assumed, I figured, pit, try to jump him in pit lane, get a big gap, and maybe he won't have enough time to run us down. But there's so many different strategies. We could have ran it long. We could have took 4 tires. There's so many different things we could have done. It was just, we had 4 options in front of us. This is the one we went with, and just didn't work out. But like I said, the only thing I was really hoping for at the end of the race was a caution the last 10 laps. Have another shot at it, but I didn't get it. Got second place though. We had a pretty big gap. I'm not sure what happened under pit stop, because we had like 2 other. I think it was had a couple other guys with us that were right with us when we pitted. I don't know if they got penalties or what. But then when we came back out, I saw Kyle was the next guy, and he was way back there. So I'm not sure what happened to the two that were with us before we pitted. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Well, we go to Michigan next week. 3 races left out of the regular season to win. You're in, so you already got the wins. We ain't even got to go over how many wins you got this season. You got quite a few. So Michigan next week, very fast. It's 100 laps, 200 miles. That track you definitely can get draft, but it can be slick at times too. Mark, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, not one of my it's not really a favorite track of mine. Kind of like indifferent to it, but draft is going to be a big importance to that race. I don't think downshifting is really going to be that big of a thing. It's such a wide track. Don't want to get, you're going to have to try to keep as much momentum up as possible. So we'll see. Like I said, it's going to come down to tire management and maybe fuel strategy. I'm not really sure. Last time I ran there in a different league, we came away with a win. It's actually a championship race too, so it worked out pretty good for us. But tracks, I don't know. It's really hard to say because that track is so unique compared to everything else. It's like a mile and a half that just got scaled up. And I think I've told a bunch of my friends around it. It's like Michigan to me. It's like it has like the weirdest amount of banking. Like it either needs just a little bit less or needs a little bit more. Like the banking it has, I just don't think it is good. But
Yeah.
that's just my opinion on the track. It feels like they need to either put a little bit more banking at the track, and that kind of turned it into almost an Atlanta type deal, or a little bit not as much of an Atlanta, but and then a little bit less, it'd be closer to an auto club. I think that'd probably be the best scenario for it. But it's just really weird to me. It's just the amount of banking is just it's just I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but we're sitting pretty good for the playoffs and go out there and have fun, I guess.
All righty, Mark. Well, awesome job out here tonight, P2, man. Michigan, like I said, coming down to the wire, Michigan, the Glen, and Richmond. That's the 3 next races. So, awesome P2 finish out here tonight. Another 1-2 punch for Harpoon Racing, Harpoon Design Racing team here. So, Mark, any, final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give, before you go celebrate P2, man?
Yeah, shout out to my teammate. He went in the race. I don't know how many 1-2s it is this season, but pretty good to come out here, put on a good show. Brantley over at Harpoon Design, he does awesome work, and he's actually informed me during the race because we were just sitting there talking during one of the green flag runs that he now has he's coming up on 2,000 paints on Trading Paint. So
wow,
even more than last couple times I've checked, it was around 1,500. So he's been putting in the work. Like I said, almost 2,000 of them now. So shout out to him. If you want to get a paint done, check out harpoondesign.com or check out one of the almost 2,000 paint schemes he has on Trading Paints. And other shout out to my parents and grandparents. They're tuning into these broadcaster races. Always appreciate them. And I guess one final shout out to the league and y'all for putting on a broadcast. So it was a great race. Had a couple early cautions, but we got a great green flag run in the race, and for you putting on a great broadcast. So I can't wait to go back and watch it back.
All right. Well, thank you, Mark, for the kind words there. And, of course, go celebrate your P2 here tonight, man. And we'll see you next week, buddy.
Sounds good.
Thank you, bud. All right, well, that is going to bring us to, well, we don't have third. That would be Kyle Heath, but congratulations to Kyle Heath on that P3 spot here tonight. So we're going to jump down here to, of course, our 4th place finisher here this evening. That is going to be the 44 of Robbie Darnell. Wanted to chit-chat it up with us here tonight. Robbie, man, awesome job, P4 here tonight, buddy. Did have a couple of early yellows, but it wasn't too bad there, man. But this track is tough, buddy. Talk about it.
It's got to be one of the best tracks that you could ever race on, as far as my opinion. But now I just want to shout out to our league, and I thought, man, great racing tonight. I was watching it from my places, and then had some good races with other drivers myself. I love these guys in this league, and I just want to shout out and tell them how much I appreciate them racing with me here, and I appreciate you and Will doing these broadcasts for us. I mean, it means the world. It's a lot of fun to do this, and we're blessed to get to do it. and have good people like y'all here and my drivers. Everybody in this league is my driver. That's the way I look at it. And it's just a great race tonight. I felt like.
Oh yeah, it was a great race. And going back to alluding, you saying that they're your drivers, which they are your drivers. It's like a big bunch of kids out here. They're your kids. So
I'm one of them, man. I'm one of them.
but yeah, Indy is such a historical track, such a great track. Now, I noticed that this was the 2009 version.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the NASCAR oval. That's what they call it.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay.
the one that was available.
Oh, okay, okay. I got
It's a great track. It's hard on tires. You got to manage your stuff and just have to be there at the end. And that's the way racing should be.
Yep.
Whoever can manage their tires the best is, you know, you might get run away from at the start of a run, but you do your job right, you will run them back down and catch them. And that's just the kind of racing that should be. And I really enjoy it, man.
Yeah, you too. You went door to door with a few drivers out here tonight yourself, man. Nice saves by a lot of them out here too, man. And then a couple of them didn't turn into yellows, but we did go kind of rush back real quick and kind of rewind it. I figured out how to do it, but I can't stay on it quickly. I got to look at it and then go because everybody's green. So. But we were able to jump on it, see what happened, and then get back live. Kind of something that I'm working on as well. But SRU Sim Racing Unleashed. I mean, it's a great group of guys over here. Great racing with everybody. Everybody's trying to run down Mark. And I mean, what else can you do? You got to beat Mark. You got to beat Gary.
Well, hey, as far as I'm concerned, we're getting closer and closer every week, man.
Oh yeah, exactly.
We got some good drivers. Kyle was, he got caught up in an unfortunate incident.
Yeah.
He drove his tail off to get back to third. That's my teammate. And matter of fact, all three of us BFR guys finished in the top 10 tonight. And it's just real. We just had a good race as a team, and
Yep.
It's just you can't ask for a better group of guys to be racing with. And we're coming for Mark. We love him to death, but we're coming for him.
Oh man.
So, that's part of racing, man. No dirty driving, but we're gonna do our best to run him down. And Kyle's got one in the chamber, and it's coming up soon. You watch.
Oh yeah.
Jason, if we've been on Jason about qualifying because he runs so good, and just imagine where he would be if he'd qualify. So.
Exactly, right? Well, we got you up here for a minute, Robbie. So Michigan next week, running down the regular season, buddy. How do you feel about it?
I love Michigan. It's a fun track. You got it. That's another place where you have to manage your tires. If you don't, you're gonna burn them up. You might have fun running fast for 10, 15 laps, but then you're just gonna start coming back to those of us that don't push hard.
Yep.
And that's what makes that such a great track. The more it ages, the more fun it is to race on. And that's true with all these tracks that are aging.
Yeah, a lot of them are getting old. A lot of them are getting old. Well, Robbie, awesome job, man. I love being a part of it. Love calling the races. We didn't have a huge field out here tonight, but we had enough to where we had a lot of action going out on the track. So, great group of guys, great league over here on Saturday nights. You start early, you end early. So, Robbie, we're not going to keep you, buddy. A big shout out to you for what you're doing over here. I mean, you got a lot on your plate as well, doing what you do on Sunday nights for SRU. So, big shout out to you for doing pretty much everything. So, awesome job. You and all the admins, man. Kudos to you, what you go through. But, man, any final thoughts, shout outs, thanks you want to give?
Well, I just shout out to the Lord giving me life, and my family for letting me do this, my boss for letting me put Hillsboro feet on the car, and I'm just happy that we live in a place where we can do something like this, man. And a big shout out to Gary. To be honest with you, I'm pulling for Gary tonight. all the love in the world to Mr. Whitley there, but I'm really happy to see Gary get one over on him. I just wish it would have been one of my guys, but
Hey,
you know,
it's
we got to
coming.
break up. We got to break it up every once in a while. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, well it's coming. You
And
know, there's going to be a race or two to where we're going to see somebody totally different up front. Everybody's getting better each and every week, and that's what it takes.
man, yeah. And shout out to you and MaxspeedTV and Will there. We love having Will over here with us, and really appreciate him hopping there with you. And I know sometimes these races can be hard on your voice, and it's nice to have a little backup.
Oh yeah. Oh, trust me, I know.
But man, yeah, y'all have a good night, and I just want to hop in and just brag on these guys. I mean, we had we started with 17. I know some of them kind of left, but certain mistakes and damages and wrecks. But man, yeah, this is a great group of guys. I'd rather have 15 clean drivers than 30 that wreck every lap.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah,
So,
yep.
but I'll hush. But I appreciate y'all, and y'all have a good night.
All right, Robert. Well, we'll see you next week at Michigan, bud, and you have a good night yourself, man.
Yes, sir.
Yep. All right. Well, that was Robbie Darnell. Now we're going to get back up here to our race winner. Of course, Will Roberts still with me out here tonight, so he has not gone anywhere. We're going to go ahead real quickly and run down through I believe this is going to be unofficial, folks. Let me go ahead and refresh it one more time. Yeah. It's going to be unofficial results, putting in the admin stuff they have to do here tonight. But Gary Slapinski is going to grab the win out here tonight. Congratulations to Gary on the win. Mark Whitley going to finish in second. Kyle Heath, congratulations to Kyle again in third. Robbie Darnell, who we just talked to, in fourth. Brad Dell fifth. Jeff Gilmore sixth. Jason Adams in seventh. Jim Coleman-Sperger in eighth. Kevin Roy ninth. Clifton Ashley 10th. Chris Paff in 11th. Robbie Stewart 12th. Mark Emery 13th. Zach 14th. Christopher Campbell 15th. Cameron Smith 16th. Philip Bridgman 17th. Buzz did not start here tonight. But again, our winner here tonight, Gary Slapinski. Awesome race by these guys. Well, Will, man, we go to Michigan next week. 3 more races left, buddy. That does include Michigan, man. So, man, we're getting to the wire, bud.
Yes, next week that 2-mile, kind of D-shaped oval Michigan, real intriguing track and race next week. One to be tuning in and follow. And man, I just can't wait for Michigan. I feel just as excited for it as you do. Excellent race we had this evening. All the different strategy that we saw towards the end of the race, the exciting battles that was all throughout. Man, it just did not disappoint. And a few mistakes here and there, but that is part of racing, and we saw that again this evening. So I just can't wait for Michigan.
Oh yeah, me either. Michigan's going to be it's going to be a drafted track for a couple of laps, and then, as Robbie alluded to while we was talking to him, once those tires start to fall off, you got to make your passing early. If you do not make your passing early and you don't save, the drivers that did save a little bit, they're going to be right up on you. And they're going to get around you. So Michigan's going to be one of those tracks that I think is going to be, it could make it or break it for a driver, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as what the Glen or Richmond is going to be the next 2 coming up after Michigan.
Exactly.
So, it's still going to be a tough track. Do not get me wrong, but I don't think it's going to be as bad.
No, not at all. The Glen has its own characteristics. Richmond, oh my goodness, that's a whole nother set of worms there. So,
Yep.
but Joshua, thanks for having me this evening. As always, these past few weeks and the coming future, I appreciate being here. Kind words that you and Robbie have spoke, I truly appreciate it.
Yeah, and it's not a problem, Will. Glad to have you up here on Sunday nights. And, of course, we will see you next week. Everybody, you'll see us next week. Same time, same place. 7:45 Eastern, 6:45 Central, right here on MaxspeedTV. Michigan in the Irish Hills, 100 laps. round number 19, folks. But until next time, folks, stay safe. Thank you all, and have a good night.